Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy LOZA. I'm here with Steisy.
Yo, what's going on, everyone?
We are going to be editing his Dark Magician deck today. We're going to be starting from scratch, so do you want to go ahead and slap in, I'm going to say two Dark Magician. Do you want to play two?
Two Dark Magician is the way to go. No more than two, man. No less than two either. No one, no three.
You are spitting straight facts, and I love to hear it.
All right, you know what?
Oh
Let's
shit,
do
we got to
original.
pick an artwork. You going OG?
Yeah, I'm going OG, OG. I love OG.
Very fair,
I
very
just
fair.
I just picked up some Duelist Saga Dark Magicians. Is looking really nice too.
Ooh, that is hot. You know what? I love the OG, but I am getting really into those new arts that are coming out. The Bandai like reprints, if you want to call them that.
Oh yeah,
They are really
those
hot.
really they look really beautiful. I really want to get my hands on a couple of those for sure.
Yeah, me too. They're nice. Now, do you want to play Dark Magician Girl, Mahad, or Mana? I don't care which one you play, but you gotta. I think you should play a second of the brick.
All right. So when it comes to me watching your videos, I see that you play a lot of mana. But my own personal taste is just the Dark Magician Girl,
Yeah,
just to utilize like we already know that Mana and Dark Magician Girl applies to Soul Servant where you're able to just draw two, but just the extra implication of the field spell is what gets me to lean towards more Dark Magician Girl.
yeah, that's fair enough. I honestly, if someone wanted to play Mahad, I would honestly just be like, yeah, go for it. Like, the fact that you can stack Mahad with Soul Servant and then draw it is pretty fucking funny. And, like, I'm sure it wouldn't come up all the time, but man, it would be a real anime moment when you did do something like that to, like, say, out a fire, like a
Oh,
dark monster.
oh yeah, definitely. Like, and if even if the deck were to lean towards more like a rank 7 deck in the future, I think like Mahad would definitely be a way to go.
Yeah, it actually wouldn't be that weird, hey, if we played Mahad for our like second Soul Servant draw target.
Exactly. And like whenever like we get like the ritual build, if we were to play like Diviner in our builds, I think we would be leaning towards more the Dark Magician Girl
Oh,
because
that's
the fact that we came in summon mana anyways.
yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. When I was playing the Diviner stuff, I just went, whoa, like you need DMG. She sets up way too many combos, and I noticed I didn't pick it up till later, but someone pointed out to me if you do open Dark Magician Girl like with your Magician Souls and you can't send her, it's fine because your Illusion of Chaos is going to be adding you any Dark Magician monster. So that's where you play Apprentice Illusion Magician at least at one, and you add her instead, and you just discard Dark Magician Girl and summon her out, and it's a level 6. And then you've got even Dark Magician Girl in the grave, so if you did have Soul Servant, you're still getting that draw too, you know?
Oh yeah, for sure. And like even when I saw like your video of like different combos, I seen that someone was going for Beatrice sending the
Yep.
Magician Navigation,
Yeah, I
which
actually
actually looks
really like
really
that.
nice.
Yeah, it's cool, right? Because I love Navi. Don't get me wrong. I talk shit about Navi a lot, but you also have to remember I played the deck when Navi came out, and Navi was low key broken. Like, people didn't really understand that, a graveyard effect was on it. So after you'd summon your dudes, they're like, oh, cool. And then they'd try to play out their turn the next turn. And you just be like, banish Navi, negate, like, their pot of desires. And they're like, what?
And even when it comes to like games 2 and 3, I'm pretty sure you is it possible that you can negate Dark Ruler No More and Forbidden Droplets if they don't send a trap?
Yep, 100%. There's nowhere on there that says you can't.
Exactly. So it really does go for that wider variety, and people just don't even realize it half the time either.
Yeah, I think just the real problem is they gave us Magician Souls with the intention of like, hey, send your bricky spell traps to the grave to draw. But we don't really have many spell traps that have graveyard effects outside of Navi and Soul Servant, and Soul Servant wants to banish itself anyway, which is just like
Yeah,
it's really contradictory. It's silly, but Konami do Konami things.
exactly. When it comes to legacy support, it has like the potential to be like the best thing ever, but there's
Mm.
always the one thing.
I'm convinced that each set of Dark Magician support, or just even each card, is just made by a completely different person at Konami.
Exactly, especially when it came to like Chronicle Magician, like I didn't have high hopes, but I was just like prepared for the worst, and it kind of was like a little bit mid, going more towards
Mm.
like the lower end.
Yeah, it. I was very hyped for that, and unfortunately, I was let down. But I still want to try a rank 7 build in future with like mainly with Tenyi Vishuda though. That card's really good in Dark Magician.
Oh, for sure,
But
it's so
Chronicle
broken.
can be there at one because we can search it with Illusion of Chaos and whatnot.
I mean, mine as well is already searchable Dark Magician support, so might as well add
Mm,
it in at least one.
exactly, that's what I think. Like you can play it at one because we can search it. May as well. Anyway, let's add some more cards, shall we?
Oh, all
Let's go
right,
for
we already
we know we want triple rod, triple soul. So if you want to grab them, oh yeah, red eyes, of course, of course. I forgot about our
right.
famous fourth brick.
Oh yeah, our famous fourth brick, you know. All right, so we gotta go with the rod.
Yeah, we got to
Okay.
grab that rod and souls.
So while I add these cards in here, I do see that you play only 2 copies of rod when it comes to the diviner build.
Yeah, you can even play one. It's just about like trying to, remove the amount of normal summons you have really.
Yeah, especially the fact that diviner seems to be like a more like a better normal summon, especially with all the
Mm.
things that you can do as well.
Yeah, and even like people made the point to me before, and I made a video kind of talking about it that Red Eyes Fusion is essentially a normal summon in the deck too. Like a lot of deck building theories and whatnot, like mathematics, say that like five normal summons, it's or like a way to five normal summons is the optimal number to see one in your opening hand. So for example, that's like Alistair and two Meltdown. Now I know a lot of people are just going to play three anyway, but the point is like they say that's the optimal number to see one and not more of it. But
Oh
obviously,
yeah,
in
for sure.
Alistair's case, seeing multiple Alistairs is fucking great because that deck's just designed really well. Um, but yeah, so that's an interesting number, and that's what I was going for with the two Magician's Rod, three Diviner. But when you think about it, Ref's also kind of a normal summon, so I was like, I probably should just cut Rod to one, but you can do whatever.
Yeah, exactly. It's just from like more testing in the future.
Hmm,
So,
100%.
I do see that you play two Dark Magical Circle. Typically I play one,
Yeah,
and I
I've
want
I've
to
been
test out.
playing one.
Yeah, like I do the one because it's already searchable by literally our best card, which is Soul Servant. Where I can find it, it is right over. Okay, add one of those, the field spell.
Beautiful, beautiful. I had
All right.
one build where I uploaded with two Circle, two Eternal Soul, but I've been playing one and one for a very long time. Honestly, because I always just want the room in the deck for either like techs, hand traps, normal trap. Like I always just find that I want the room for something else. So, and as you said, I'm like, if I want Circle, I'll search it with like the three ways we have to search it. If I want Eternal Soul, once again, I'll search it with like the four cards we have that search it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Especially
And
with Illusion of Chaos, hey.
oh, definitely. I still play double Eternal Soul. It's like honestly, like it's either one of these, or two of these, one and one like you do, or like two and one. I
Hmm.
still like how when it comes to my version of the deck, how I play it, like I'm a little bit more reliant on Eternal Soul.
Yeah, that's
So
fair.
just to get on board,
That's
especially
totally
if
fair.
we were, especially if we were to like to set up the next cards you're gonna add in here and the Sky Striker stuff. If we were to set up both the Sky Striker stuff and like with the Rod and Souls combo, we'll be able to like set up like IP Masquerena, Verti Anaconda with the Dragoon, to
Yeah.
go into a Topologic Bomber.
Yeah, for sure. You can honestly play all that stuff. And I haven't branched out my striker engine much, but like other people in decks like there was this funny deck going around my locals that was just Zeus Turbo, and they played like the striker engine 2 minus the engage. Oh, sorry, minus the drones. They just played it for like the Eagle Booster and for the Widow Anchor. So you could even do something like that where you use like the Widow Anchor as a pseudo imperm that's searchable. Like you don't have to. It's the same with what's it called, the Shark Cannon. You could play that as well as
Oh
like a
yeah.
pseudo Call by the Great, but like obviously it's not quite the same. Um, but yeah, like we could
So
always branch that engine out. We don't have to just play what I play, but I think what I play is just more Dragoon focused turbo, and I like that.
yeah, so like, and when it comes to like my build, like I usually focus more on like the traps. Like I don't really want to play hand traps that much. It's like it's not exactly like my play style. I like to
Mm.
like just like set 5 monkey flip real quick, you know?
Trust me, it's a good way to play. The only problem I have with playing, or I guess playing a couple of traps, like if you were just to play a Dogmatic Punishment, like a couple of Summon Limit, the problem with that is DPE is in like every deck right now, and like he's just if you go second and you try to set traps, like we already know setting traps going second's bad, but against DPE, like they're just gonna be popping one or two of them, and it just feels really bad. So I do think if you are gonna play traps, you need to play like all traps. Like you need to be like a trap heavy build.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like another thing about DPE is just like how you may activate like torrential, and then like torrential strike is like a good thing.
Oh yeah.
But like especially the fact with strike with DPE, they have two effects. So like if you strike the first effect, they have to use their second effect to revive it from grave. But if you really don't want that to come back, you either have to activate another strike, or have some other way to bring it to have it like or even like having like ghost spell, for example. But like not a lot of people are playing ghost spell this format.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. I think one way you can remove it too, it's not the best, but DD Crow is like slightly better now with the new rule changes. So you can always
Oh
DD
yeah,
Crow it as well.
exactly. Especially the fact when they activate it, you remove their DP, and then they have to summon something else because they already declared the effect.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly right. It's so funny. They have to bring out like Dasher or Celestial, which means they then can't get the draw too. I mean, of course, they can just link it
Exactly.
away and then get it later. But the point is, you know, you're forcing them to play a different way, and that's always good.
Oh, for sure. So do you add Eagle Booster? I think have you been adding in your recent builds?
Yeah, I've been playing it a lot. A lot of times, like at locals, people know I'm playing it, so people just are tending to hand trap my Rod and Souls now. But they know. Oh, sorry. When I go to like a bigger event, Eagle Booster goes off. Like I remember versing a striker player at the last tournament I went to, and you know he was holding his imperms for Anaconda, which is what smart players will do. And then I just Eagle boosted my own Anaconda, and he was just like looking at me like, bro, like I used his deck's own card against him. It was pretty funny.
Yeah,
So
exactly. That's the part that's like really funny though.
it is funny when you pull it off. I think it's totally up to you whether we play it, but the whole thing is if we're going more trap based, I think it's actually safer to just not play Eagle Booster because you're going to have more hands where you're going to have, like, say, 4 traps in Eagle Booster and be like, well, this is trash. So I think
Exactly.
you're honestly fine with just engaged drones because that's like 1 card Dragoons. And then, imagine you open one of these with 4 traps. You're like, cool, I have Dragoon 3 set and 1 in hand to discard. Like, that's crazy. So I think we just
Oh
skip
yeah.
Eagle Booster.
Yeah, definitely. All right, we can't forget our best card in the deck though. Red Eyes Fusion.
True.
One, two, three. No, not
Oh,
two,
yeah.
not one, but
That's the way, brother.
late.
That's the way. 3 is the way, especially if you're playing a trap build. Like, you'll notice Eldritch decks. Eldritch Dragoon is, like, so good. I've topped locals a couple of times with that. Probably only once or twice, but it's just such a good deck for, like, getting ashed. You play, like, your pot card at the start of your turn. If they ash you, they ash you, and you go for ref. If they don't, you try ref. If they ash ref, you're like, oh, well, set, like, 3 to 4 cards past. Like, it just feels like value.
Yeah, I was just playing that too, and I just uploaded top eight like a couple weeks ago with Eldritch Dragoon.
Oh,
Like
sweet.
even though people still play DPE, in actual reality, when it comes to Dragoon versus DPE, Dragoon always wins
100%.
because you Dragoon target their DPE, they have to activate DPE effect, and then you Dragoon their effect in grave, so they can't get it
100%.
back.
You don't even have to target with Dragoon. All you have to do is say effect, and you don't declare a target to pop and burn. They have to respond at that moment. It's kind of like Dingarusu. When you say Dingarusu send effect, you don't declare a target. You just say I'm using the send effect, and they have to respond there. That's the cool part.
Exactly.
It's so broken. Like people can have like 3 monsters on board. You're like, yep, I'll use the pop and burn effect, and they'll be like, oh yeah, what are you hitting? And I'm like, well, are you responding first? Like, you gotta get that clarity. You're like,
Oh, yeah, you can't do that.
he's very good.
You need to declare effect first. All right, so one other card we need, one other spell
Oh
card.
yeah,
Call
oh
it a
yeah.
day if we need that.
I would say this is pretty much mandatory in the deck. Like, it just helps your combos slash red eyes fusion to resolve. Like, why would we not want it?
Exactly. Like seeing Call by the Grave with Red Eyes Fusion is just instantly you win.
Yep, it's like there's like a feeling that comes over you when you open those cards, right? You're just like, oh my god, this is so safe. And you slap it down, and you see your opponent like scuffling through their hand looking for their ash, and then they don't have it, and you're like, bruh. I swear, half the time when I open call by, they don't have the ash, but it's at 1, so
Oh yeah,
whatever.
for sure. All right. So is this would this be like the standard lineup? So I'm not playing the Dark Magician Fusion, and I
Me neither.
took out Instant Fusion from my last build.
Okay, you could play either, but I think if we're going like a trap heavy build, I think what we've got is pretty fine. You could play Upstart as well. I really like Upstart. That's
Oh
up
yeah,
to
I've been
you.
looking at
I've been
that.
loving
I
it.
do like that. Upstart with Rod is just
Yeah,
cracked. It
up
really is.
yeah, upstart with Rod is Dragoon, like, and that's kind of wild. It's funny that it didn't get pointed out to me till Matt, if you know Matt, that YouTuber I recommend a fair bit. He actually like was the one who brought that to my attention.
Oh yeah, I remember. I was watching that video and I'm like, wow, I never knew that.
Yeah, I talk to him a lot now. Like we're in a group chat with a bunch of other Dark Magician players, but like he's one of the ones I highly recommend to people. Between him and another guy called Michael, I'm just like, if you want to know DM stuff, like go to these people. They are very good.
Oh, definitely. All right, so I would say this is like a standard spell lineup.
Yep,
This
I
it
agree.
sounds pretty good to me.
I
All
really
right,
like
trap
it.
card. Oh, definitely. I'm really liking this too. So for trap cards, we already got double Eternal Soul. All right, you can't have the skill drain.
Oh yeah, I love the skill drain. You could go the Imperial Order too. That's up to you. It can bite you, but I always figure like you normally have Magician Souls. Also, I'm guessing we're doing pre Illusion of Chaos stuff.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I'm planning on like doing a build with just like what we have right now, and then when Illusion of Chaos comes out, is a completely new different build.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. Okay, I do play the Imperial Order.
Yeah, do it. I
Sure.
think it's worth it.
Especially,
Sometimes you
yeah,
just flip up Imperial Order when you have Dragoon established, and like they just can't win because a lot of the outs to Dragoon in the main deck, like Droplet, Triple Tactics, Dark Ruler, no more, they're just all turned off. Like, yeah, you still lose to Kaijus and stuff, but I feel like they're more a side card than a main deck card.
oh yeah, for sure. And especially the fact that if you want to activate Soul Servant and Grave, it doesn't really affect it. It's only getting the
Yes,
cards on field.
bro. So many times under Imperial Order, I activate my Soul Servant, and my opponent's like, "You have I order up." I'm like, "Yeah, I know," and you just banish it from grave and draw two. It's like, bruh.
Exactly, and with my type of luck, I managed to draw more than one Soul Servant anyway. So I use it for discard fodder for Dragoon, and then I
Yeah.
activate his effect for next turn.
That is the other kind of niche thing in this deck. Like, Soul Servant's a good discard, and then apart from that, you just discard, like, sometimes you open Dark Magician Girl or another Dark Magician, you can just discard them.
Oh
Oh, and
yeah,
of
for
course,
sure.
the multiple copies of Red Eyes Fusion that all of the people in the comments don't want to play.
Exactly, because it's a quote unquote brick. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I've got Dragoon out. It's a brick. Why would I want it?
Yeah, you say this is a brick, but I get my bricks out with this.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of wild to me. Obviously I've been pitching three Red Eyes Fusion to everyone on YouTube for a long time, but a majority of the people who watch my content are like, yeah, I get it. It makes sense. Like it summons a boss monster that's really good, and then if you draw more of them, oh well, like you either have to discard them or just, you know, they're not useful, obviously. But at that point, you've already established one Dragoon. You should be in a pretty good spot. There's literally a couple of decks in the meta that I say don't really have an out to Dragoon, like Sky Striker struggle unless they've opened Droplet.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, and especially like when you get like your rod and souls in hand, and then you go uninterrupted, like getting everything
Mm.
out of your deck, and like when it comes to the grind game, anything you draw is just like a gold mine at this point.
Oh, I know that exact feeling. I'm glad you feel that too. I agree. Like when you have that turn one of, as you said, Rod Souls, and you just get Dark Magician, Red Eyes, DMG all in the bin turn one. Oh my, what a feeling. When you do that Soul Servant draw two, you're just like, oh my god, I'm gonna hit gold here. Like, let's go.
Exactly.
All right, do
Like
you want
like
to play like Imper? I know it's a hand trap, but it's also a trap. Or are you looking just more towards like super heavy, strong traps, like torrential?
so actually I was not playing Imperm before, but like after playing yesterday against the Dark Magician player himself,
Oh,
I almost got Harpy's Feather Duster, but I had Imperm set in the middle column. I flipped it up, I negated his Dark Magician the Dragon Knight, and Harpy's Feather Duster was negated.
oh my god. Wait, he didn't flip Eternal Soul at that point?
He didn't have
He
Eternal
didn't
Soul, he
have.
bricked.
Oh my god, he bricked. Okay. Wow, Dark Magician player bricked? What? Crazy.
Oh no.
Fair enough. That's actually really funny. One of the
Yeah,
reasons
so
I would say to play Imperm, like yours is still valid, but one of the reasons I would play Imperm is Imperm and Red Eyes Fusion wins the Sword Soul board. The Sword Soul matchup, sorry, playing second. Like when you have to play second, if you just hold your Imperm till your turn, You imperm the Fleur, and I don't know if you've seen my videos on it. You just imperm Fleur, play ref, Dragoon comes out. The only things they have left that they can use are the trap and the I forget the name of the sword soul level 8, but it targets anyway, and so does the trap. So all you do from there is go Dragoon effect to pop Fleur for 3k, Dragoon effect to pop the Synchro for 2-8, and then you swing for game. It's happened like on the Omega ladder for me so many times, either with droplets or imperm, but you know, we're going for traps, so I'm like, maybe we'll just play the imperm.
Oh yeah, I definitely have seen your video on that one, and I'm all like, what? That's crazy. And just the fact, like, ever since when it came to Virtual World, I usually hold my imperms until like my turn, anyways, to negate like their most problematic card, which in their board case would be Crystal Wing, and then I just go ref because they all they set up is monster negates, and I would just like pop their whole board.
Yeah, you've got the exact right idea. The only problem, of course, once again, that everyone won't let you forget in the comments is, oh, but Ash Blossom. And it's like, look, if they have it, they have it. It's a 33% chance to open Ash. It's a 33% chance to open Ref. Like, if they lined up the math fine, like, whatever, they got it. They can win the
Yeah,
game,
and
sure.
even if they red eyes like if they ash my red eyes fusion, I still have back row to set anyway, so I still have a fighting chance.
That's very true. In this build, you absolutely are going to have back row to set, so we're going to be fine. Speaking of
All
which,
right.
what more are you thinking of playing?
So in this format, typically goes in match.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, goes in match with Sword Soul. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a free win. It's a free win.
it's literally a free win.
Yeah, 100%. My little quarrel with Goza match, like don't get me wrong, still a great card. I used it in my last tournament, which was only in Narellan, which is just like half an hour drive away, or 50-minute drive away. Um, I sided it in against the Tri Brigade. I can't remember how to say the birds, but anyway, the Tri Bird matchup. I sided it in, and unfortunately, they obviously can't get to Utopic. What's it called? Zexal Dragon? No, Utopic Draco Future. They can't get to that. But what they do instead is they just make the bird that can attack you like 5 times directly, because they just do all the bird plays and they just ignore the Tri Brigade stuff. Like, obviously, you could still mess them up if they have a bad hand, but if they just have a handful of birds, they just do bird things and OTK you. And that was really frustrating. And the other thing is Flunder. I thought Gozen would help me against Flunder, and it kind of just didn't. But I still think it's good, and it definitely forces your opponent to play a different way. So I think you play it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like typically when I go second, I usually like side out all my floodgates anyways because
Mm.
you're going second, like you're probably not gonna get a chance to like set these cards up. And like whenever you set 5 pass, it's like most likely gonna get instantly negated anyways, so I
Yeah,
don't even bother with them. So I just go with like board breaking stuff.
that's totally fair. And while we're on the topic of, going second with these floodgates, we better put in the only card that makes going second traps viable, and that is Solemn Strike, of course.
Oh yeah, Solemn Strike. Like
We gotta play it.
you are crazy if you pass this up. Like you
Mm.
cannot pass this card up. Definitely not.
I've played Judgment over it, but like it doesn't make sense. Like you have to play Strike. I like Judgment too. You could play Judgment too, but Strike with going second is just amazing. As you said, it can help like you can have Torrential Tribute and then it's actually valid because you've got the Strike to back it up.
Exactly. Unless if they have a judgment, which most of the
Yeah.
time they might not even have the judgment,
Mm.
you're pretty much gonna break their board.
100%, man. All right, I guess we
And
should probably play. Do you want to play Torrential Tribute? Is that what you're feeling?
yeah, I'm feeling Torrential Tribute because already the fact that um Torrential Tribute with Dragoon is just unbreakable. And the fact that like if any other monster is up, like Verti Anaconda, I'm gonna play two anyways, so I can set up another one if I have the proper materials in hand.
Very
Dark
smart,
Magician,
man.
I can revive it with Eternal Soul. And even some of the times, like against Virtual World, where Torrential Tribute is a bad card, I use Eternal Soul to summon my Dark Magician and then activate Torrential Tribute on my own Dark Magician anyways.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. It's good that we can trigger it like ourselves. That does help a lot.
Exactly. So that's like the reason why I like really lean towards the Torrential Tribute anyways.
Yeah, and as everyone knows, like Dragoon won't die to it as well, which is always nice.
Exactly. All right. So what else we feeling over here for last three spots of the deck?
Here's a theory that I didn't come up with it. It was actually a dinosaur player who came up with it. I forget his name, but he's on MBT's videos a lot. Like MBT has him in because he wins a lot of MBT's like tournaments that he hosts, and he always like
Yeah.
has like a pretty generic like meta deck, but he puts some like weird shit in it. And so the weird thing he did was he played dinosaurs with a Dragoon engine, and the reason was if you get Lanced, which when this is when Misk was at 3, if you get Lanced in Dinosaur, obviously your turn's like done. So what he'd do from there is he'd just make Anaconda Dragoon, and he main decked 3 Solemn Judgment. And his theory was, what deck is playing through Dragoon and like a Judgment or 2? And like it was a couple of formats ago when Misk was at 3, but I still think that is more or less accurate today. So
Oh yeah,
I don't
for
know if
sure.
you are keen on Judgment, but I think you could either side it as well. I think Judgment's a really hot card if you have established Dragoon. Without Dragoon, it feels way, way worse, but with Dragoon, it feels kind of unfair. Like you just have like 1 to 2 to 3 Omni Negates and your opponent's just kind of gonna not play.
Oh yeah, for sure. So like, as of lately, I have been like citing the judgments
We could side them.
mainly it it could either be mained or sided.
Hmm.
It's like there's like no really wrong answer with that. It's just like maybe like some things could be like I say this. You could play more things in the main deck, and if it doesn't work for you, you can just take them out easily and just put in the judgments as it is.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I just think, yeah, if it's in the main or the side, you're having a pretty good time.
Exactly. So, another thing, with this format, how about Ice Dragon's Prison?
Yeah, I like Ice Dragons. Ice Dragons is very good. It outs what's it called, DPE things. I mean, of course they can just chain the effect, but it at least forces a response, and it outs other Dragoons. Which honestly, we have problem outing Dragoons. Like the very few times, it doesn't really happen anymore, luckily. But when you do verse people who are still playing Dragoon instead of IDP, I'm like, bro, I can't beat this card. Like, I don't normally play Kaiju's or Super Poly, but like you can, but I feel like they're really format specific. Oh, the Kaiju's not so much, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But IDP,
And
good card.
and when it comes to Ice Dragon's Prison, like you can just summon the monster, but you don't need to activate its effect.
Yep. Yeah, take the
And
IDP.
like and I just used when they already activated DPE effect, Ice Dragon's Prison, I summoned the DP to my field, and then they have to get something else next turn anyways.
That's right. And if you just link away that IDP, like you don't let it be destroyed, like you link it away, say for Anaconda with something else, they can't use the effect of IDP to come back because it didn't get
Mainly
destroyed, it
because it
just
was
got linked away.
exactly. All right.
So I dig
So
it. I
let's
dig
see.
it.
I like this main deck already, how everything is turning out.
Yeah, me
Like
too.
how the
Me
line.
too.
All right. We got the extra deck over here. There is no question about it. Double copies of Dragoon.
For
Oh wait,
sure.
hold up.
Yeah, do you want to
We
play
are
Magicalized?
we are forgetting that.
I think we do. I think we do. We can
All
find a
right,
card
so
to cut.
yeah, definitely we can gotta put that right next to there. When it
Beautiful.
comes to a card cut, it could be like I like the Impermat 3. It's not
Mm.
once per turn.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, goes in. It could be one of the cards, but like I think Ice Dragon's Prison to 2 is not even a terrible number either.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. You could even side the third if it's like necessary, but that's totally up to how we go with siding space.
Yeah, so I'll just put that there
For
just
sure.
for now.
You could also like someone made the point in my comments, and I don't think I even replied to it because I couldn't think how to like reply. Which is weird. I normally reply to everyone, but anyway, they made the point of like play 41 cards with Upstart because like Upstart's good in our deck anyway, and it's just an extra card to side out, like an extra slot. Like I don't think that theory is too bad. Like I do like playing 40 though, so I would much prefer to play 40.
Yeah, like I usually just stick around with the 40. Sometimes I play the 41 when it comes to like certain things, like whoever made that comment, like all right, they do make a good point about it. Like and there's like no wrong answer there. And when it comes to like Elder's traps, like maybe that 41st card could be something like a trap trick or something like that because it's
Mm.
just that one of, right?
Yeah,
And it doesn't really like mess with your consistency all that much anyways.
Speaking of trap trick, I want to play a little spicy tech in the side if you're willing. I used to play it a bit, and like I feel like you have to play it on and off for locals, just because people will obviously people wipe your back row at locals, right? When you're playing Dark Magician, they Lightning Storm, they Cosmic Cyclone, they Harpy's Feather Duster. If they know you're playing Dark Magician, right, they're normally going to have either an out to Dragoon or an out to back row.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah.
Uh,
So I like to play one copy of Trap Trick just because there's other traps normally in the main that it works with, and then two copies of Waking the Dragon. Big meme.
oh,
Big meme, but
oh,
it's very funny.
oh, yeah. I like that. I like that.
Let's do
And
it.
even if you don't have like the Waking the Dragon, if you have Trap Trick, they may be thinking, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And then once you see that you're setting Waking the Dragon, oh yeah,
Yeah, it's so funny. It's so funny when they go
they're done.
like Duster or like Lightning Storm, calling spell trap. You're like chain trap trick. They're like, okay, just put Waking down. It's so funny.
Yeah, like they realize like, oh man, I can't do anything about that.
Yeah, exactly. It's absolutely great. I'm just gonna Google trap trick real quick. I'm pretty sure you can still use the effect of waking after trap trick because you're not activating the trap. It's a trap effect.
Is just a trap effect.
Yeah, it's
You're
the
not activate. You
effect.
can't even yeah, you can't even activate Waking the Dragon.
Yeah, you can't
So
activate it
it's just
normally,
saying
but yeah. I just wanted to
yeah, it's
check
just
the
saying
trap
it's that.
trick clause.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you can only act. Oh, sorry. So oh yeah, no, you can still activate stuff. So trap tricks like after it resolves, you can only activate one trap card for the rest of the turn. So the waking effect doesn't even count. I mean, obviously they're probably wiping your whole back row, so you know it's probably all going. But you could still use something else as well, which is cool.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right. So what is your waking target?
Well, the cool thing is you can always just if you don't want to do anything, you can just use Dragoon. You can use Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. They're both actually really good targets. But obviously, you normally want something like Ultimate, what's it called, Ultimate Falcon.
Yeah.
But I
All right.
think I have
Okay.
an extra spicy one you might like because you liked Torrential with Dragoon, right? You think that's a pretty nifty combo. Here's the
All
spicy
right.
one that I played at locals. Last Warrior from Another Planet. And if you have Dragoon up,
Oh my
yep.
God.
So if you've read this
Oh.
card, you'll know that it nukes the field when it's summoned, but it doesn't kill Dragoon because Dragoon can't be destroyed by card effect.
Oh my God. This is yeah. That is amazing right there.
So it
So like
sets
just
up
having these two cards.
yeah, if you have Waking set with Dragoon and they go for the back row and you let it through, you get this out. And you know the only response to Waking is like Ash Blossom or like Red Reboot. Wait, can Red Reboot even do that on Waking because it's in the grave? Maybe not. I don't think it can. But anyway, the point
Um.
is, you summon Last Warrior, right? It destroys everything on your field, which is nothing, because or it's Anaconda maybe. And then Dragoon and Last Warrior just sit on the field and win you the game.
Yeah, exactly. They might as well scoop it up from there because like
Yep.
you really can't do anything against either of them if they're both on the field at the same time.
Oh, 100%, 100%. So yeah, you could play that. You could always play Ulti Falcon as well, but let's see how we go for dex, extra deck space.
Exactly. So continuing on the extra deck, double copies of Predator Plant versus the Anaconda. I finally got my
Yes.
second one.
Yes, you are
So
correct.
we'll
Two
play
is
two
the
now.
best number.
All right, and Sky Striker stuff. We can't forget that.
Oh yeah, of course, of course.
And when it comes to the third monster you might need for the Sky Striker engine, have you've been leaning towards more Link Karibo lately?
Yeah, I do like Link Karibo, like that Matt dude. He raised a lot of good points about like Link Karibo, but for the sake of like extra deck space, I've just been running Link Spider. One, because like you use it with Dark Magician sometimes, and two, like it can be the Sky Striker token Link target if it needs to be. But if we have space, like you can play Link Karibo for sure.
All right, so I'm just gonna add the Link Spider as of right now
Yeah,
because
go
there's
for it.
always room for improvement.
Oh yeah. Grab I'm Dark as well.
Imdug. All right,
Yeah.
and speaking of Link ones, we can't forget the
Oh
one and
yeah.
the only, the one that people always manage to forget.
Yeah, everyone
Artemis.
forgets her, right?
Like I even play it in my Altergeist deck. Like it's just too worth it.
It's so good, hey. Oh yeah, because you can still establish like village with it. With Meliseek, is it? Yeah, link away Meliseek for this and like establish village, get your search.
And like when it comes to like the Alta guy stuff, like usually the only one that's like being linked away is like Maliseek because it's a level 1. So you can
Hmm.
either go into the Anima or the Link Karibo. But like sometimes I want to get like other stuff out the field, like if I brick on the Silquitos and even just having to get the Marionetta out the field, this uses a level 4 or lower spellcaster. So it just like how do I say this? Yeah, I have more variety of like linking away.
Oh yeah, yeah, I get you. I think it's really good because Meliseek's like honestly one of the best Altergeist cards as well. It's a really good card.
Exactly.
That's how you make a level one monster. Not that I'm complaining. We have a
Oh,
very good level one monster.
exactly. All right. So when it come, I believe that this would be like the standard card for like the extra deck. All right.
Mm.
So you have been.
So now we pretty much just
trying
have like
to-
all the spicy tech options you'd like to play.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I think what you're typing in now is perfect. Celine and access code, absolutely. Especially because you've got Salvation with Dark Magician Girl. So like you're gonna have so many monsters to be able to link with if you survive turn one. You know.
Exactly. And we have a mighty 3 spots
We
for
do. We
any
have a
flex
lot.
spots that we can think of.
What could we
Like
add here?
something that you can even add that the spice with the Raid Raptor Ultimate Falcon as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. You could add that in. I was thinking also if you're how many spellcasters do we have? One, two, three. We don't have that many, but we do have
Yeah, like
through two, three in the extra deck as well. I was gonna say you could play Quintet Magician as well if you wanted to, but it might not really like come up ever.
yeah, so like if I was like playing the Dogmatica version, it's
Hmm.
definitely a no-brainer to add that in there for sure.
Yeah, it might not
And
come
even
up enough here.
uh don't you do you think it might come up more within the new ritual build because
Oh
you're
yeah.
getting you're getting illusion. You might even play like a maybe an apprentice if you're going towards like the Ultimate Azoken route.
Yep. I'm always playing one just because it's searchable off Illusion of Chaos. Like I just think having
Exactly.
the option to like imagine you open Rod Souls and Illusion of Chaos, so then you're like, oh, what the hell do I search? So I like grabbing Apprentice there to like protect Dragoon from like access code beat down things and like battle phase shenanigans.
Exactly. And even like it might not come up for that is also an extra body on board anyways.
Yeah, exactly. If you just need the extender, sure, you've got the extender.
All right. I am really liking that the last warrior spice right there.
It's so funny, dude. Like as you said, it's like an auto win. Your opponent pretty much just has to scoop, unless they have like Forbidden Droplet. But like once again, they're going to be sending two cards from their hand, so they're going to have to play with three cards. A lot of meta decks
Exactly.
probably could still do it, but you know, it's pretty good.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like it might even catch someone off guard because like it's just like how you're saying with Red Eyes Fusion, they need to draw the Ash. For this situation, they
Mm.
also need to draw the Droplet and they need to draw like Dark Ruler
Yep.
because people are still playing that.
Or
So
they
it just
have to
really
have Ash for the Waking the Dragon, and it's like, well, if they didn't have it for the ref, like they're probably not. Well, you might have gone Anaconda though, but you get my what I'm saying.
yeah, exactly. So
Mm.
like maybe like they even wasted it as well for your Red Eyes Fusion anyway. So
Yep, and then you establish like this or like Ultimate Falcon. It sucks that Ultimate Falcon can be outed by like so many cards nowadays, but I remember initially it was really strong, but then Boral Sword, yeah, Boral Sword came out and just beat over it easy.
oh yeah, for sure. So I feel like this is where somewhere like we can fit in the Link Spider, not the Link Spider, the Link Karibo as well.
Yeah, I
If
think
it
we've got
were,
room.
yeah, the Link Karibo seems like could be definitely worth it. And
Mm,
even when it comes to the later grind game, like we haven't even used our Link Spider yet, so
for sure. Oh, one card you could play, the Blackluster Soldier Ritual, the Link 3. That it's a slower
oh the Link.
like it because it's a Link 3, it's hard to get into like on your very first turn, but if you establish it against Eldritch and you attack them once and get like the effect where you boost by 1500,
Oh
so it
yeah,
goes to 4/5, right? And it can't be targeted or destroyed by card effect. Eldritch don't have an out for that, so you just win the game from there. And there's a couple of other
but
like I don't want to say meta decks, but there's a lot of rogue decks where you could establish the same thing and they just can't win. And it's really good for if they're like out of your Dragoon, if you can just go into like another boss monster. That's a Link 3 is like not a bad number to get to. It can be rough, but You know, if it's not good
Oh,
enough, you could always get to Celine or something better, you know, and go for access code.
yeah, exactly. I do get what you mean with the Blacklisted Soldier Link 3. It has been one of those cards that have been bashed on a couple times because like people are not playing it as much anymore.
Mm,
It's literally available only in the highest rarities and things like that.
that's true.
But when it gets summoned against you, you're just like, I should have not been talking junk.
Legit. It's a very good card. I think it's just because of the niche summoning condition, which is like you need to use like a level 7 or something to get that effect. Yeah, not too many decks want to play it.
All
And it
right.
is kind of, you could describe it as like a win more card because you can't really make it turn 1. Like you could, but you're probably better off just making Anaconda Dragoon, you know?
Yeah, like you said, you could, but I just don't want to use all those resources in hand. It's like
Yeah.
when people are talking about like you could go for Dragoon but still keep comboing off, but like you have Secrets, Dark Magician, and Red Eyes. Like you're already wasting 3 cards. What could the other 2 cards be?
Yeah, very much that. And a lot of people say to play secrets because like it unbricks your hand, and I'm like, but then I'm playing another brick to unbrick my brick. Like, I'd rather just play better cards.
Exactly, and sometimes adding more bricks just makes your hand worse than it was already.
Mm,
So it's not even worth it at that point.
I agree. I do think a lot of our problems are solved by Illusion of Chaos. Not all of them, like obviously not all of them, but we do get to fix our hand a lot, and that is really nice.
And being able to just search for what you're missing instead of just relying on drawing in like next
Yeah.
turn is just so good.
I was not expecting, a rotor kind of effect on a ritual monster for our deck. I always assumed we'd get it as a spell, and it being a ritual monster blew me away at first. But then I realized we can prep for it as well, and I was like, yo, this is
Oh yeah,
kind of
prep.
nuts.
And like you were playing ARA in your
Yeah,
build, being able to summon it.
I
Oh yeah.
I've never really played rituals. I'm gonna put that out there, but I've been diving in a bit more to ritual. Actually, I just had a ritual video go live that I need to edit the tagline on. But yeah, I've been looking into ritual DM a little more, and it's actually surprising me. It's a little weird.
Oh yeah. Like I tried making Magician of Chaos work when it first got released.
Oh, you mean
Like
Chaos
I've been
Max?
Oh yeah, there was Chaos Max from the tens, and then there's
Yep.
just regular Magician of Chaos,
Oh
which is
yeah.
just like a quick effect pop. Like the card was crazy, but like it just it it just didn't like work whenever I wanted it to, and like yeah, just that stuff right there.
Yeah,
And like
that's fair enough.
we just didn't have cards like Magician Souls back then. So
Oh, I think someone's trying to hack into my YouTube.
uh-oh,
It's making me log in, and I'm like, It's like, we need to
uh-oh,
confirm that it's you. I'm like, I haven't done anything. What's going on?
just let me live, please.
Yeah, just let me live, literally.
Like, and I even seen people play Borrow Code for whatever reason. Yeah, from and Burst of Destiny.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what it does. Oh, I kind of
Like,
do. I kind of do, but like, I probably should know more, you know?
it's just basically it's just a Dragoon out, but like with
Ah,
oh yeah, I can look it up here. Borrow Code. Where is it? Right here. Oh, it's just a you could banish this card. Banish one dark monster with 3,000 or more attack from the field. If you do, special summon one topologic monster from your extra deck or graveyard.
that's actually really good. Okay, that's actually really good. No wonder people are trying to play it. But you need to get it to graveyard too, which is a little awkward, but I guess you can do it.
Yeah, like a lot of Unchained players have been using that, and usually Unchained players don't need their extra deck, so they play Punishment.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It seems like it works. Yeah, as you said, with punishment, that's actually pretty smart. I guess you can't use it on your next turn though, because I'm guessing you have to do the special summon of a topologic from extra deck or grave. So I'm guessing even if
Yeah,
you
like
send off punishment, you need to wait like 2 or 3 turns before you can do it, right?
yeah, And it's just the fact that it's not really being used as much right now because like people are choosing DP over Dragoon anyways.
Yeah, legit. No one's playing. I like it. Don't get me wrong. I like that no one's playing Dragoon anymore because now it feels like it's more our boss monster again. I love it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like please, keep playing DPE. Like I don't mind that. Like when it came to Drytron using it, I'm on like, bro, that's pissing me off. Like
Yeah,
you're using our boss monster, risking it getting banned just because of your deck.
it was quite annoying, especially when they've already got like a very well-established ritual card and like whatnot. It's like you already got heaps of really cool shit going on. And Ben 10 was at 3 back then as well. It was like, bro, you got plenty of shit.
Exactly. Like, and with the new stuff from Lightning Overdrive, with that, please don't.
Yeah. Well, luckily, I do think Anaconda might be a culprit for the ban list, but I know Dragoon is probably gonna be safe. Like, who the fuck's playing Dragoon anymore besides
Exactly.
us? Like, I
And
honestly think Dragoon might be safe from the ban list. They might want to copy OCG and just ban it anyway, but I don't think they need to anymore, right? Like, everyone's just on DPE, so hopefully all the attention goes to DPE and we are safe.
oh yeah, for sure. And like the fact that the TCG kind of worries more about their market than the OCG does. We're getting Dark Magician support anyways,
Yep.
so
So yeah, it'd be
they're
a
not
good
gonna.
reason. Yeah, exactly. What are we gonna finish this
Okay.
deck off with though?
Oh yeah, like I never. I always fill this deck up for whatever reason. Like I don't. I never really had a problem with that.
Hmm.
Because okay, like we have the Linkuriboh, that's pretty good.
Hmm.
We already have everything we need. That's the thing.
Pretty
Oh,
much.
I usually fill it up with the Dark Magicians, but I'm not playing it in this deck.
Yeah, we don't have. Oh, you could play it. You could summon it off Magicalized, so you potentially could use it. So you could play it if you wanted. I just always found I would never summon it because whenever that option was available, I'd just make Dragoon instead. But
Yeah.
there are scenarios where you can't make Dragoon and you will be able to make the Dark Magicians. I just don't think the Dark Magician is worth banishing like DMG or DM.
Oh, definitely not.
Like,
Because like
yeah, it's weird.
mainly I want Dark Magicians on field.
Mm.
Like we had to get destroyed anyways to try to get both bodies on board anyways. So like I'd rather keep that out the bin for now.
I feel like the Dark Magicians is a pretty decent card, don't get me wrong, but we needed a way to like cheat into it basically. Like the way that we have to summon it is just so bad. We have to like use secrets and go like neg 3 and whatnot. And yeah, you get a draw eventually, but it just feels like a lot of steps to get to a boss monster that isn't that great.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And
And like
like,
some like oh
sorry,
go
you
ahead.
go on. No, you go on.
All right, so like one time like I bricked like I had Dark Magician Girl in hand. I had Rod. I searched secrets. Um I feel like I could have searched something better, but my mind was not thinking. I said just get the Dark Magician Girl out the hand, and I just like summon Dark Magicians. Next turn, they activate something, so I draw with the Dark Magicians.
Yeah.
I drew Solemn Strike, and
Oh, that's
with the
heaps
Dark
good.
Magician the Dark Magicians. Set a spell or trap. If it's a quick play or a trap card, you can activate it this turn.
Yep.
So it was just worth it.
See, like that is really awesome, and I think the effect's good. Don't get me wrong, but I think it needs you to play a trap heavy build in that case, right? It wants you to play with quick play spells or with traps so that you can, you know, that's how original Dark Magician was, right? We were a control deck.
Yeah.
That I understand. But to summon a fusion as wonky as like the material and the conditions to summon as it is in a trap based deck, it's like how are we getting there? Unless we get Dark Magician Fusion, you know, our own one.
Yeah.
I'm not quite
Oh
sure
yeah, like
how they expect us to get to Dark Magicians and then like still to have back row. Like, I know you get to draw and maybe you'll find one then, but you know, we're just using so much resources just to get to this boss monster that we could have just spent having like good back row, you know?
oh yeah, for sure. Like if having like a Dark Magician fusion, being able to just get rid of both Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl from your deck to your graveyard, I am fine with that, for sure. And with a trap heavy deck that like we're building already, it's just way too worth it. But not getting that, so that's the thing.
That is fair enough.
Like I I was excited at first for the quick play spell for the Dark Magician, and then we got that effect. Oh, okay, yeah, sure, we can ritual summon, but like not really coming up.
Yeah,
So like if they made it like a super poly but use Dark Magician, okay, that's
yeah,
better. That would have been crazy.
exactly. We do need something a little better, something on par with like Shadow Fusion, Neo's Fusion, Red Eyes Fusion. Like, I'm just gonna name every fusion spell that's sending from deck more or less, but you get the idea.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's
All
funny though,
right.
because whenever I would be like, "Oh, Secret sucks," like Secrets is bad, people would be like, "But it can ritual summon as well." I'm like, What?" Like, I understand it's multi-purpose, but that's kind of Dark Magician as a whole. Like, they want this deck to be like the Mario of Yu-Gi-Oh. They want it to do like everything at a very subpar level.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so while we figure out what we can put for the last two spots, because like I never really been this lost before, we can do the side deck.
Yeah, I guess we just do side and we'll come back to it. So, siding for this format, I think evenly matched, very good, and droplet, very good.
That is very, very good point. All right, so evenly, nice going second card.
Oh yeah.
I actually have been playing Dark Ruler instead
Oh yeah.
of Forbidden Droplet
Yeah, you can play
because
Dark Ruler too.
I'm kind of on a budget, but not really on a budget because we're playing Dark Magician. So
It's like
it
that,
kind
isn't
of
it?
it does, like, and just the fact like I don't really play Forbidden Droplets as well because like you set up a big boss monster, you destroy your opponent's board, like unless like we do the droplet or like something else, right?
Mm,
But we're probably not gonna like finish off our opponent like this turn anyways. So this is where like all the trap cards come in. You
mm.
still basically stop your opponent anyways. So
Yeah, I get that. And as you said, we're a more trap-based deck. You can probably afford to just play Droplet and then set for. Oh, sorry, you can afford to play Dark Ruler no more and just like set 4 or 5, and like that'd be pretty good too.
all
I guess
right,
the thing I like about Droplet and or Chalice, which is a much cheaper, worse version of it, is once again it just comes back to that opening Red Eyes Fusion and Chalice or Droplet, like or Imperm. They're all kind of the same card in this scenario. Just wins like Sword Soul, and there are a couple of other decks you could argue you win the matchup playing second if you have a way to Anaconda or Ref with this negate. And that's what I like about it, but in saying that, Dark Rule is a lot safer, where obviously you just play it and like they ain't responding and you move on.
exactly. Like maybe you're not gonna be able to deal the damage, but you are just gonna get rid of the problem anyways.
Yeah. I do feel like we often don't make the first turn OTK, and the only times where you do are those niche ones I explained with Sword Soul. And that's just because their board just adds up to that game number. There's not going to be too many decks that are, you know, you can kill in one turn with Dark Magician. That's just the nature of our deck.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, so maybe we might have to do some editing over here in the side deck, but something you've been playing that kind of caught my eye, Mystic Mine.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Slap it in. Let's go.
So the you just played three Mystic Mine, or
I've been playing like Village, Terraforming, and two Mystic, like two Village, two Mystic Mine, one Terraforming. Because we got 3 slots, you could just go triple mine.
yeah. So like something I've been doing with like Guys, right? I side the Mystic Mine because Melistic is just a crazy level one, and with personal spoofing, you just shuffle back the Melistic anyway, so you have no monsters on board.
Exactly.
And I do play um Metaverse. Just set Metaverse and then like flip it up. Activate Mystic Mine.
Yeah, and that works really well. Like I think Mystic Mine in control decks is insane because you're always going to be versing like these crazy combo decks at some point in a tournament. And the fact that you can say, "Hey, you have to negate this card," or we're just going to sit under it for like 5 turns. I'm going to get enough resources to make Dragoon and then pop 2 of your monsters and swing into the last one for game. Like that's what I love about Mystic Mine in
Oh yeah, for
in
sure.
this deck specifically. But as you said, it's great in Altergeist, and that's another control based like spellcaster deck.
Oh yeah, definitely. So, and when it comes to how you say this, like This is why I also played the Dogmatica in there because they're all
Mm,
spellcasters and it just synergizes well. Maybe like when a format when it comes to like how you say this rivalry warlords being good again, like that's when it's gonna be crazy.
true. Rivalry is just that other really good Floodgate. Pardon me, that we can
Yeah,
play.
but it's just the fact that Sword Soul are all worms, Flunder are all winged beast. Like,
Yeah,
it's not really working that well right now.
it does indeed suck, but that's okay. There will be a time where those cards will be relevant, and Rivalry and Gozen are both like 30 cents a card, so that's the great part.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like you can even like afford like to maybe spend a little bit more just to get the shiny version of it.
Yeah,
So, you know.
exactly.
That's why I like about like these control decks, like their budget and they can just easily get these cards.
100%, 100%. And like, yeah, some
And with
people don't want to play Mystic Mine because they're like, oh, it's a scumbag card. I don't care. I want to win. I'm gonna play. Like, I'm playing Dragoon. I'm playing Mystic Mine. Fuck that shit.
exactly like yeah, I don't want to play Mystic Mine. You're playing Sword Soul. You're playing Burnt Up, which is a
Yeah,
little bit too crazy. Like, come on.
exactly. You can validate the use of mine here. It's fine.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Especially because
So
like
I
you're playing a trap build, right? So you could go Mystic Mine and like set four. Like that's actually really good.
like, and especially with a control deck, most of your power is in your back row anyway. So you can just like say, yeah, Mystic Mine, all my power is here. Nothing's getting negated.
Legit. And you can honestly sit on it till you find ref, and as soon as you slap down that ref, they cannot even ash you because of mine. It's so
That-
funny. And like some people have
yeah,
mentioned, oh, but then like you can't out your own Mystic Mine. And I'm like, normally if you're versing like the combo decks, after you use the Dragoon double pop, there's the chance that like they might have no monsters left, right? Example, the Sword
yeah,
Soul board. They'll have no monsters left. How do you attack? Well, if you have Salvation or if you have another mine, you can just set it and it gets rid of the Mystic Mine and then you can swing for game from there.
exactly.
So
Like,
yeah,
people really think that Mystic Mine's hard to out, but like, it's like just having the other field spells is just what makes it like easily outed, and people don't really think about that either.
100% man. And we even have a searchable one, so you could Soul Servant and grab Salvation. Like, how good is that?
Exactly.
That'd be great.
Oh yeah, activate Soul Servant spell card while under
Exactly.
Mystic Mine.
So
Like it works out only in the end.
yeah, if your hand was literally ref, like you have mine up, right, and you've been passing back and forth, you have ref and Soul Servant in hand. Congrats, you have a way to Dragoon and a way to out your own Mystic Mine. Like done. There's no way that the only thing they can stop you there is like a Solemn Judgment on the ref, like something like that, or Solemn
Oh,
Warning.
for sure.
Not many people are playing that, but it's an option.
Oh yeah, and like when you're siding, like going second, like your opponent sets up the board. All right, Dark Ruler. You don't have ref. Mystic Mine.
Exactly. Exactly. Either you open multiple Mystic Mines or you open like a combination of Dark Rule and Mystic Mine and you're fine.
Like
Not
you're
to
literally
mention
fine.
sorry, you go on.
Like it's also like you have a lot of choices. Dark Ruler with evenly matched. Dark Ruler
Hmm.
with Mystic Mine. Dark Ruler with Red Eyes Fusion. Like you're bound to get one of them.
Exactly right. You're playing the power cards, you just need to see, one or two of them. And evenly matched really wins you like the Flunder matchup, for example. It wins you any Eldritch matchup because they're all playing like what's it called, the King of the Sky Prison in their hand, where they like protect their back row from being outed by like lightning storm, duster. So you just go, cool, I don't care. Evenly matched, like it's going, or you're using your judgment that's set and burning yourself for half your LP. Like I love it. It's so good this format, and everyone's playing like Imperial Order and anti spell, and you're just like, I don't care. It's evenly like
Is evenly is a trap card.
yeah.
You don't have anything against that. You're not playing Royal Decree. I know you're not.
Exactly. And as you said, like we're probably not gonna hit the OTK turn one with Dark Magician anyway, a lot of the time. So giving up battle phase is like, oh well, like boohoo.
Oh yeah. I have Red Eyes Fusion. Try going through that. You're not going to.
Exactly, my man.
I'm really liking how this definitely turns out.
I
Having
like this.
two heads into one deck profile, being able to get both aspects into this is actually really good.
Yeah, I agree. This is going great. Now he's gonna find how to finish it off in the extra deck.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, what could it be? What could it be?
I'm
Like,
trying to think
it
of
could
like
be
rent. You could always just play like generic Link 2s. Like, oh wait, we could play IP because we have the Striker engine. You could play IP and like what's it called? Topologic
Bomber.
Bomber or Appaloosa.
Oh yeah.
We mentioned that like
No.
early, but then we completely forgot. Hey.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, say as if you really want to like have like the option to go either way. Like being able to cut something like either a Link Rebo or a Link Spider, which most likely will be the Link Rebo anyways.
Mm,
Like just being able to just like either have either choice to go into whatever you want makes the IP Masquerade more flexible to use.
yeah, I agree. You could even play Unicorn here with it. Like, there's a couple of options with IP. You know, Unicorn's the generic one. The thing I don't like about Unicorn is just you have to discard, and we're already like gonna discard for Dragoon. But I still think it's fine. But you could
Yeah,
always just go into Appaloosa because IP and Anaconda make Appaloosa. I do like that. It's only two negates, but like it's more than zero, so why not?
exactly. Like you might as well, right? And like
Yeah,
even when you have like Dragoon up as well, like you save your Dragoon negate for like a like spell or trap cards, like
that's right.
and Appaloosa deals with the monster negates.
100%, especially because like sometimes you gotta hold that Dragoon negate for like the triple tactics to steal your Dragoon because you don't want to have to deal with that.
Exactly. So I will actually put in both the
Go for it.
the Appaloosa, and I might cut out the Link Kuriboh just
Yep.
because we're already playing like a lot of these cards over here that just like protects you already, so I might as well just have that already.
Yeah, that's very fair. I do like Link Karibo, don't get me wrong, but you can't have room for like everything, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly. If you have room for everything, like I wouldn't be playing this game
Very true.
because like they're always gonna have an answer for you now. I'm all like, yeah, no, 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 no.
Screw that. All right. We've actually got a
I
pretty nice Dark Magician deck going on here.
I really do. And you have spice in here that just leaves your opponent very confused.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
why the hell you doing?
I think if you're playing the trap like a trap based build, it's always fun to do something like this. It's not always going to resolve, and that's the sad part. You will have games. I actually in my Dogmatica Dark Magician deck I played at the Remote Duel YCS Europe, I played this engine, right? The engine. Like it's a package, I would call it. The trap trick with two waking. Every game I sided them in, my opponent had no spell trap removal, and on the contrary, every time I got board wiped by Lightning Storm and Duster, I didn't side them in. And I was like, bro, like I just rolled the coin flip wrong like every time. I was like, ah, because
Oh,
some people know like Dark Magician, Out Eternal Soul, game's over, so they sided the back row. But some people clearly didn't, or maybe they just didn't see it. And I just sat there with Waking set and like no other plays, and I'm like, I really need them to hit it, and it just didn't happen.
oh yeah, for sure. Like, and when it comes to this side deck over here, like, I do have my fair share of cards. These cards can going first. And like I have all these other cards going second. This can go first and second. This can go first and
Oh
second.
yeah,
Like, this can go first and second. Like, there's a lot of flexibility when it comes to this.
I agree. I actually really like this build we've made. You should test it out on ladder at some point and record it and upload it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, I
But
have to head off to work soon, but this was a pleasure.
all right.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for the chat. Thank you for the deck build. This was really cool.
All right, definitely. Like it was just being able to just like have these theories that I didn't even think of right there on the spot, and you just like said something, and another thing just popped up in my mind.
Yeah, it was cool. We were bouncing a couple of things off each other, and we'd be like, "Oh, speaking of this card, let's add this." That was fun.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm really liking this build a lot.
Yeah, I'm keen to see it in
Definitely.
action.
Oh, definitely. So whenever I get everything else, because like since I might need, I'm gonna have to get the access code and just need the Appaloosa. Everything else, I actually have. Yeah.
Oh, nice. All right, well, it's all working out. You better get some sleep, my man. I know it's early over where you are.
Oh yeah, it's like literally 12:17 over here.
Holy crap. All right. Off to bed you
All
go.
right.
Have a good night, brother.
All right. Have a good one, man.
See ya.
See ya.